All right, this is the edition of the Ladies Rendezvous for this Monday, and today being Monday, we're talking about something very interesting and something that will captivate you all through the program. My name is Charity James, and I am not alone on the program. I am on the set with beautiful ladies who will be joining me as we analyze, opinionate, and tell you what you need to know about our topics. This program is divided into two. The first segment is Around the World segment, where we go into the social media space, take everything that we need to take and talk about it, giving our suggestions on those topics. And the second topic, being the typical issue of the day, is talking about the issues of the day, where we pick a topical issue, analyze it, and look at the benefit of that topic to whatever we are looking at. You're welcome to the program. I am not alone on the program. I'll be starting the program with Bolaji Sampson. Good morning, Bolaji.
I love it when you start with, I am not alone. You're always not alone.
I shouldn't be alone.
You shouldn't. Because you're surrounded by good people like us.
Yes, that is why it's called Ladies.
Yeah.
If I am alone, the program will tag Lady Rendezvous, but I'm not alone.
Good morning, Happy New Week.
Happy New Week to you too.
You're looking so beautiful.
You're looking
You're
looking very, very radiant this morning. It's been long we did program together. What happened?
I should ask you.
Where have you been?
I should ask you.
How are you?
Good. I'm good.
How are you?
I'm fine, and I really like that I'm starting this with you this beautiful week. I love your blue gown.
Thank you.
This is my favorite color because blue symbolizes something. For me, it symbolizes stability. It symbolizes inspiration. Yes, so thank you for giving us an inspiring vibe this beautiful Monday morning.
I don't know about that, but I will accept the compliment.
And you know what? I think that's what we need actually, inspiration in Nigeria today. Being in the middle of a lot of things.
Don't even go there. Don't go there, because our mood can change on the program. So we want to welcome our viewers to the program this moment. We'll be going for a short break. When we come back, we kickstart the Around the World segment. All right, this is the Around the World segment, where we pick our topics from what people are saying from the social media handles. And this morning, we'll be kickstarting it with a video from Gabriella Union, a Nollywood actress, who said something about ladies in their 30s. She said that ladies in their 30s should not be rushed about anything. So we coined our topic from there, asking people, why is pleasing people, is it the right thing to do? If you're rushing things, that means you want to please a set of people and displeasing yourself in some sense. So we'll ask you this morning, is pleasing people a right thing to do? Before we open our phone line, we'll ask Bolaji here on the program. Bolaji, is pleasing people the right thing to do?
Of course not. I do not subscribe to being a people pleaser. And I think there is a link to being a people pleaser and having a low self-esteem. Yes, to what end? Why should I need to please you? I don't get it. Is it that I want to please social media for validations? You know, I think, you know, when you even please people, at the end, you be the loser.
Okay, before we go, let's watch the video of Union, the Hollywood actress. Let's listen to what she said about pleasing people. She was speaking directly to ladies 30 and above, 30 below, 30 in that range, and she was...
Does it relate to marital? I'm not sure.
No, not really. So
okay,
let's
see what the details of it.
All right, let's watch that video.
To my girlies in their 30s, time isn't running out. It's not. Feels like it is. If you look at social media, oh my God, you're running out of time. It's not. It's not. Other people will make you feel like you're running out of time because they want everyone to do what they're doing so they feel better about their choice. There's no race, like there's no checkered flag at the end of life where they're like, she did it all. Extra stars for when you're dead. Your 30s, travel. Tell people how you really feel. Don't lie to your therapist. And be okay to not be okay. And be okay with missing out because staying in is more fun. To my girlies in their 30s, time isn't running out. It's not. Feels like it is. If you look at social media, oh my God, you're running out of time. It's not. It's not. Other people will make you feel like you're running out of time because they want everyone to do what they're doing so they feel better about their choice. There's no race, like there's no checkered flag at the end of life where they're like, she did it all. Extra stars for when you're dead. Your 30s, travel. Tell people how you really feel. Don't lie to your therapist. And be okay to not be okay. And be okay with missing out because staying in is more fun.
All right, that was an advice from Gabriela Union to ladies on the 30 and 30 years.
Yeah.
She's rushing things, falling to the pleasure of
Society pressure. Society will pressure you to get married. Society will pressure you to be wealthy. Society will pressure, even when you're married, they will start asking you question, is your husband taking good care of you? So I do support what she said. It's really timely. We are pressured. Ladies are pressured. I'm not in my 30s yet. I'm in my late 20s. But then I kind of worry for ladies, especially that are in their 30s and are not even married yet, or they don't even have children. So the conversation or opinion is really timely. We should all take our time. There is no pressure at all, because when you pressurize yourself, you do the unthinkable. You do things that at the end,
you might regret.
You hurt yourself. Or what do you think?
Tomisi is here now. So Tomisi, how do you see what she said? Is pleasing people the right thing to do? Do you think, especially ladies, you know, ladies are easily, you can talk to them, you can change their minds easily. Should we pressurize ladies to do things they are not supposed to do?
Thank you very much, Charity. Good morning once again. Nobody, whether you're a man or a woman, should be made to do things under pressure.
No.
Nobody deserves to be on that kind of bench, and you expect them to act. And I say to people that at some point in your life, you need to make a decision for yourself. It's either you're listening to people or you're listening to yourself. And so when you make that decision to listen to yourself, nobody will put you under pressure. Yeah, you cannot take away the fact that the pressure would always come. I remember, before I got married, many of my friends in my circle were married, and I do attend their weddings. And a friend of mine was telling me one day that, don't you feel somehow attending these wedding ceremonies? And I said,
even how feel that.
Why would you feel somehow?
Because they feel like, okay, at some point in your life as a woman, when you see other people getting married, you think of God when?
God when.
When you see other people having kids.
That's complex. For me, that's complex. Why will you feel? It's not your time yet. You should wait for your time.
If you get to that point in your life as a woman or as a man, you make the decision. It's either you are listening to yourself or you're listening to other people.
Okay, why do I just feel like we have someone watching us now that is really, really pressured? It could be maritally, it could be financial, it could be anything really.
In fact, physically, you want to look a certain way.
You want to please people, or you're going to social media and it kind of seems like everyone on social media has
fair complexion, flat tummy,
everyone on social media or in your field has. So I think we need to talk about.
And that takes us to the stigmatization that is attached to all of things. For the shapes that you just mentioned, they will stigmatize you, and you feel down. I don't want to say stupid. You feel as if you are not human in some sense.
Exactly.
So if you give in to people's talk, then you go under depression, and then you take care of yourself by yourself. Nobody will even come.
So listen to yourself.
So those who are talking you down does not matter in your case.
So I do support what she said. It's really timely. Ladies, we need to take our time. Do not feel pressured. To what end, really? Because at the end, you hurt yourself. You are going to have low self-esteem.
When you get into that marriage, you will know that you should have waited a bit and enjoyed your singlehood.
All right, that will be all on this topic. Now let's go to the second topic, and the second topic talks about mother's love, and some kind of love for people. Some people are damaging. Let me use that English.
Mother's love damaging?
Yes,
like
some kind of love.
I said some kind of love are damaging. For instance,
whatever emotions you share to the extreme is damaging.
So, for instance, our topic now wants to talk about mothers who encourage their children in internet fraud. So we are asking, is this love?
You know, when I actually saw that, when I saw that conversation, I was like, do we have association of parents? No, we are parents. Abeokuta, state chapter.
We know we have it, so we don't want to mention a particular location. There are mothers who encourage, even become their
That's not love, by the way, Charity. That's not love. I mean, nobody would love anybody, and then you want the person to hurt another person. So that it's greed. Let's just call it what it is. It is greed. It is the lack of morals anymore in our society. It's not love in any form or shape. It's a menace. I mean, gone are those days if you steal from your mother's pot, you will never do it again once you're caught.
Your mother shouts,
exactly.
Like, it's going to be a community.
The embarrassment you get from neighbors, from everybody in the society, and then the fact that you will not eat meat for the next maybe 2-3 weeks, you know, is enough to show you that you don't do that. But these days you see mothers saying, go and find something to do. Your mates are out there doing Yahoo fraud, doing this, doing that.
It's quite unfortunate.
And then you see mothers who go in search of diabolical powers in order to support their children in this internet fraud. So it means that it is not love, it is greed, it is lack of morals in our society.
So what do you think of parents who feel like times are hard? I don't care where you get the money from.
But
that's still not mother's love. See, a mother would go through the ends of the earth to ensure that their child are safe. Mothers in Africa are custodians of our custom, our values, our morals. Do you understand? You hear mothers saying, I didn't do this to my parents. You can't do this to me.
Sure.
That's because, you know, they had it in them. It grew in them. And so for me, this is just greed. Is internet fraud the only way your child can make money? Is it internet fraud alone? Is it through ritual killings that your children can make money? What kind of mother even feels at peace when your child has just hurt somebody or has killed somebody? Because when you know, take people's items away from them, you've killed a part of them.
The
That's
narrative
just the truth.
needs to change.
So it means that mothers need to do better. I want to believe that deep down their heart, these mothers are not also.
Okay, wait.
Hold on. Let's talk about the kind of mothers that we are talking. Not all mothers.
Not all mothers.
Not all mothers.
Do not leave fathers out of it too. And stop dragging the female gender.
You know what? What we have seen in the society, majority of those supporting this act are mothers, because they want to be protective of their child. I know in some location in Abeokuta there are associations of mothers, and these mothers are the managers of whatever their children is getting from the internet fraud. And I've seen some. Even when you see these children who are into this act, you see them, they are between 17. Most of them just stay a bit to finish their secondary school.
So most of them are doing Thanksgiving ceremony.
Yes.
Charity, let me blow your mind. Till date, my mom, if she sees me spend one kind of money that she feels like it's unaccounted for, even
or
I'm in my
beyond your
husband's
income.
house. She'll say, "Imbolo tirowo," and I'm like, "Excuse me."
Are you a STEM professional and are looking to apply for U.S. permanent residency? Then stay tuned, because today I'm going to be discussing an exciting option for certain professionals in the STEM field. I'm attorney Carlos Colombo, and today we're going to discuss an opportunity for professionals that are in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics and are looking for U.S. permanent residency or the green card via the EB-2 National Interest Waiver, an option that many professionals don't fully understand. So here we go. Let's talk about what the EB-2 NIW is, what are the requirements to apply, and how you, as a STEM professional, can take advantage of the current administration's procedures. So first of all, in order for you to qualify for an EB-2 NIW, you must meet certain educational requirements. You can have a master's or a PhD, or you can have a university or college degree, 4 years or more, and 5 years or more of professional experience. That's the first part of the analysis. The second part is making sure that what you are coming to do to the United States.
Such attitude, I think with that,
For me,
you get
Charity,
away from the society.
I would just say that for any mother who is aiding and abetting their child, when that child is caught, the mother should be caught too. At least that will serve as a deterrent to other mothers. Yes, if there's something in law, if you are obstructing justice, if you are preventing justice from taking its course, you are liable to getting a sentence yourself. So I feel like those mothers should also be taken in for aiding and abetting as accomplices and all of that. And then I feel like it takes us back to our religious houses. A lot of times we know these mothers. We know them in the community leaders, we know them in the community. I think that efforts should be made to call them to order, because it's not just their kids that is in the community. It's not just their kids that is attending the religious houses. And so I feel like other mothers who identify these mothers, maybe we should begin to, isolate them, let them be on their. It's true, because drastic events requires drastic measures at the end of the day. So I feel like steps should be taken, very stringent steps should be taken. And in those days, if you as a mother, you've done wrong, they will ostracize you. Nobody will want to associate with you. In the neighborhood, you'll be pointed at, regardless of your wealth. So it means that we just need to return to that days of the old and pick up some of those things.
And another angle to all of this is the kind of mother herself. What kind of training did she receive? Because if you are trained in a good way, you'll be able to pass it on to your children. And even if they are pressured outside the home, they will remember what you have told them and fall back into the line of good things. So if you are not the well-rounded person in morals, you are bound to produce children who are not too good. Because if someone has that mind to defraud someone and spend that money without the
being accountable,
without the conscience even pricking you, like if there's something like that, if you're spending the money you didn't really work for, the money you collected by force, the money you used some sort of ritual or something to collect, and you're spending that publicly with effrontery, that means
with audacity.
That means the home should be questioned, and the mother who trained or the parent who trained you should be questioned too. So mothers and fathers,
your child brings somebody else's pencil at home. You're not questioning. You're not saying, no, you take it back, return it. You say, hey, they took your own too. You to take their own. So
or your female child comes home with an iPhone,
and then you're not asking questions.
Okay, fine.
You didn't even buy
even I don't know the fact that it's a birthday gift. How you're like, oh, fine, birthday gift. Oh, birthday.
What kind of birthday gift is that?
And I also think that we need to keep talking about good parenting and bad parenting.
Yeah, we should.
It's very unfortunate that now we are now having a kind of some sort of parents. We are seeing it on social media. So I think I understand that it's on the margins of the Gen Z. But then we need to keep preaching good parenting. What kind of parent are you? What are you accommodated with your teenage child or your youth child? I think the narrative can change if we can actually go down the drawing board to have everything all it is.
All right, that will take us to the next topic on the around the world, where we'll be talking about something interesting in the society, where we're talking about submissive women. Submissive woman. What are we talking about?
I am one.
I am one. What is the definition of submissive? What makes a woman submissive?
Okay, so do you want my own ideal or the society ideal?
No.
You pick from anywhere you want to pick it from.
Okay, so let me start from the society ideal.
Wait. Sorry to cut you. When she asked what makes a woman submissive, you responded. You said, "I am submissive." So tell us that trait. And that quality in you that stands you how to be a submissive woman.
Okay, so I'm going to first define the submissive woman in the social media in-law context.
Okay.
So in the social media in-law context, a submissive woman will be that woman that when her husband says yes, she has no different opinion. Even when she has a different opinion, she dares not voice it because the husband has said yes. A submissive woman will be when the husband says, "Sit down there." She will sit down there.
Is that submission?
It's submission.
It's subjection.
Oh, okay. It's you that is giving it grammar.
So I will see that I will see.
However,
okay.
For me, a submissive woman will be that woman that respects a marriage, that respects a man, and respects herself. If you respect your marriage, the sanctity of your marriage, whatever it is you're doing, you'll be communicating with your man. Nobody will feel left behind or left out or, submerged or disrespected as much as possible. And then you begin to work together as a team. That for me is submission. I mean, if I'm leaving my father's house, I'm leaving my mother's house, I'm leaving my friends, I'm leaving, my lifestyle as a single woman, and I'm coming to you, what other submission do you want in the real sense of being submissive, right? So it means that we should encourage rubbing minds. We don't do that often here. You hear some men say, "Am I your mate in a marriage?" That should not even be up for a conversation. You are in a marriage. You shouldn't be telling your wife, "Am I your mate? Do I look like your age mate? Do you know how many years I take senior you?" It shouldn't even be up for a conversation because you are partners in that marriage. And so I feel like what it takes for a woman to be submissive to her husband is respect, and respect. Respect for herself, respect for the man, and respect for the marriage.
Okay, your own opinion, Bolaji.
Okay, so I think that this question is majorly for married women.
It's not, because every woman who wants to be married will be submissive at it.
But then I think I can share my own little opinion or little observation. I was being submissive. I know that there are a lot of amazing, unique traits and qualities that makes a woman submissive. But being submissive for me is you being able to encourage and provide support for your husband during challenging times. Yeah, so I think for me that's been submissive. And there's this particular adage that I like. Yoruba says it the most. Ikule Onshewa. So it is not until you kneel that tells you're submissive. But I think that being in a courtship or in your dating, being able to provide support, I think that's all. I think, and like you also mentioned respect. But I do not subscribe to the fact that a guy will tell you to sit, which I will now sit.
There's circumstances where
not like that.
Your man wants you to sit, right? And then you sit. Not because you're stupid, not because you don't know what to say at that particular time, but because of the respect you have for the marriage. You will sit. Maybe later, when you see that tensions are calmer, you can say, "Hey, excuse me, Oga, that time that you say I should sit there, it's not like I was comfortable." Do you understand? So I feel like people just blow that word out of proportion. Even the Bible that says, wives, be submissive unto your husband, said first that husbands love your wife.
I was going there.
That was the first thing the Bible said. So the Bible knew that as women follow, now person will get sweet for hand, women they follow. So if you love me, if you show me love in all ramifications, naturally submission will come. If I see a man taking care of me, who respects me, who pampers me, who has regard
to be
for
pampered,
me, who takes me over every other thing, naturally, no woman would do shoulder like this for such a man.
But what is happening?
Understand?
What is happening? I've seen this on social media that ladies of these days are not submissive. Why do you think?
Not that ladies are not submissive.
What do they
it
want?
Depends on
what's their definition of this submission?
It depends. So, Missy, I think it depends on the man also, because if you are going into a marriage with that cultural belief that you are the head, nobody is contesting that. You are the head, and you are showing too much ego. It will affect the home. It will affect the submission that you want. If you're going into the marriage knowing fully well that you are two people in that marriage, you cannot do the marriage all
alone
by yourself. And there are roles to be played. Let's forget about loving each other or caring, providing for each other. There are roles that a man must play in the house. There are roles that women must play in the house.
Exactly.
Play your role well, man, then the submission will come from the man. Even if when the woman wants to do some things that don't really need your permission, she will come to you asking for permission.
So do men need to be submissive as well?
No. You can't. There are ways to be submissive.
I know where this conversation is coming from. The conversation is coming from the Bible verse.
Okay, then.
It's not like this submission word is, it's our culture thing. No, it's from our religion to say, okay. But if you look at the Bible first said, husbands,
love your wife.
Love your wife.
It is the duty of the man.
So it means that the Bible, the Lord also understands that women, our hearts, are to our men, as, every other thing in between. So if you love your wife, I am still saying it, whatever it is you define as submission as a man, if it is you taking your meals, at 4:30 a.m. and all of that, if that is submission.
You remember the lady that went viral? Yeah. So that's part of being submissive.
Well, to some men, that's submission.
To submit, it depends. That's why we said it
I
depends on the man.
Who told his wife, the lady happens to be a nurse, and then he said she should resign, and then he would open a provision shop for her. Now, that is submission for him. Do you understand? So I am still saying that if for instance, I am a nurse and I find a husband who sets up a maternity center for me, where I am the MD CEO and I don't have to work from morning till night, and he employs people
Naturally,
when I see him coming, I will kneel. Good morning, my Lord. And I hope
I hope men are listening. You need to pamper us for us to be submissive.
So it's a natural thing for a woman to submit to where she's being loved. You beat up your wife at any slight provocation, and then you say she's not submissive. What else do you want?
So that's why we're saying this submission depends on the man. The man should lead in a proper way.
Yeah.
If you lead in a proper way, then,
and love genuinely.
Love genuinely.
Love genuinely.
And the woman will fall in line.
And pamper us. Buy us gifts. We love presents, surprises.
So women, we're fighting for women on the program this morning. But women should not do outside their role. Their role is to keep their homes.
Listen, see the woman will drop gele, come carry filler for me. Wear your gele. Stop taking what's not yours.
Play your role.
Exactly.
Well, if you play it well and the man plays his own, then the society will be a good one. The submission that men are looking for will come naturally, and there will not be problem in the society. Now let's go for this short break. When we come back, we'll continue the program, and we want to talk about something interesting to the society. All right, this is the issue segment of of Ladies Rendezvous for this morning, and this moment we want to talk about something interesting and talk about how it affects those with special needs, and we want to look at how they cope using this tool for their mobility, and that means the white cane is something that is very, very crucial to their movement, and they need to have it on at every time. October 15, that was last week, was one of the international days set aside to celebrate World Cane Day, and we thought it wise on the program to honor one of our own, Tomisi Adeyefa, who is one of those special people who uses white cane, and today is dedicated to White Cane Day.
We celebrate
and we're celebrating Tomisi.
Thank you very much
on the program. So Tomisi, you be our guest. You be our guest. We'll talk you talk about it. I want to know what white cane means. A lot of people, when you talk about white cane, they will think it is the cane that teachers use in the class is painted in white. So when you call something a white cane, what does it mean?
Okay, so a white cane is to the visually impaired, as to eyes is to those without visual impairment. So a white cane is a tool. People like to say it's a tool of independence, tool of mobility. It shows how resilient blind persons can be, because I mean, imagine you are blindfolded and you are asked to navigate the studio with a cane. You are asked to move around, and you can't hit something, or get to hit any of our wires on the floor. So it means that it shows a lot of resilience for blind persons. The white cane is dated back to centuries ago, when blind persons, in order to be able to navigate their environment, used the ordinary cane. And then someone, in his own ingenuity, just thought that, okay, what can I do to this white cane to ensure that it is widely and worldly acceptable? And then the person, for mobility at night, decided to paint it white. So that, I mean, when you see anyone using it at night.
Do you want to show us?
Yes.
This is
Here you
nice.
have what a white cane looks like.
This is how it looks.
So, I mean, as a blind person, when you are holding this, the white color makes it obvious in the dark.
Wow.
And then sometimes it comes with some red stripes, black stripes, depending on the make and all of that. It's just so it is obvious at night, and then you as a blind person, you're visible. In this part of the world, when people hit you, even with the white cane, they're asking, can't you see?
Can't you see?
So the white cane is a tool of identity for blind persons. So if you see me as a blind person holding my white cane, the first thing that should come to your mind is that I am a blind person. And the second thing that should come to your mind is, oh, does she need help? And now, if you want to offer such help, you need to ask, because sometimes a lot of misconceptions go in there. You see someone with a white cane, and then you drag the white cane, let's go. And then the person is like, where are we going? Where did I tell you I was going?
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, and again, we celebrate you. It's your season. Now, Tomisi, share with us how relieving the white cane has been for you, especially in this society where people don't really show kindness, just few persons. We would love to share with us relatable experiences on how people have been supporting you in your society.
Okay, so a lot of good-hearted people, they have the intentions to help, but sometimes the mode or method in which they go about helping you makes it all wrong, and then it covers the good intention. While some people are willing to learn, they ask you questions and then they take it up from there. And so for me, as a white cane user, it's been a mixture of good and bad. I've just painted a scenario for you now. I think it happened to me here in Pansheke, here in Abeokuta. I was just standing by a bank. I was just standing. I was waiting for my bike man. And I was with my white cane so that at least passers-by can identify that I'm a blind person. And then this woman just came along and you know, she started dragging my white cane. So let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm like, where did I say we were going? You know, and then you find out that some people, when they see you with the white cane, they think you're a beggar. And then they want to offer you alms. Some bike riders, some taxi drivers, immediately they see the white cane, they speed off. You know, they feel like probably if you come into their vehicle,
there's a burden to them.
You become a burden to them, or probably you don't even have money to pay, and then they have to keep safe. So it's a whole lot of learning for us in this part of the world. You see that our pedestrian walkways, you find people selling items, and then when you as a white cane user, even those who are not white cane users, the pedestrian walkway is supposed to be for pedestrians, right? It's not supposed to be a stall for market and all of that. So our orientation still needs to be polished so that we'll be able to identify these things and see blind persons and their white cane as a part of the society and not a burden to us in any shape or form.
Okay, let's talk about the legal protection from the society. Do the society, do they have the legal right to protect those with white cane? What is their right to do when they see, immediately they see a white cane person?
Okay, so we have a national disability law, the Act Prohibiting Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities in Nigeria, assigned by the President, former President Muhammadu Buhari, back in 2018. The 5-year moratorium years for that law has expired in 2023, and now we're at that point of enforcement.
Okay.
Now, a lot of organizations still do not, you know, have these accessibility features for not just white cane users, even wheelchair users, sign language interpreters, needers, and all of that. But I feel like issues around inclusion needs to be more deliberate. So as a society, in Nigeria, we have so many laws, but no implementation, no enforcement whatsoever. And, you know, the laws prohibiting discrimination against persons with disabilities need to be enforced, because you know what happens to disability? You don't get disability not just by accident. No. How about old age? How about infanthood? You know, and so if we do not have structures, if we do not have systems in place to protect persons with disabilities, persons with visual impairment from discrimination, from exploitation, from, you know, abuse and all of that, you find out that what happens when you can no longer see from afar due to old age? Who protects you? Well, when you can no longer come down from your story building because, of course, you didn't make it accessible when you were building that structure. What happens to you? So it's a whole lot of deliberate act from everybody, not just the government. In Nigeria, we like to shout the government, 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 government. You know, how about, okay, I just told you of the bike riders.
Yes.
Is that government too? That's not government. You know, you want to, how about the pedestrian walkway? Is that government too? Government will come and send you away, you come back there. Do you understand? So
it cuts across everywhere.
Exactly. So it has to be deliberate. It has to be deliberate. Persons with visual impairment are not a burden. They are not cursed people. They do not, you know, give you unnecessary stress if you try to do it the right way of approach. I mean, the way you manner you want to also approach me matters. I mean, I hear a lot of time people say persons with disabilities are aggressive, and I say no, we are not aggressive. Okay, so for instance, I am standing by the road, and because you want to park, you saw my white cane, but maybe you thought it's a swagger cane or decoration, and then you bring your car very close to me. You almost want to push me forward so I can lead you. If I use my cane to hit your mirror, it will break, and then you say I'm aggressive. What did you just do? So it means that for every action, there's always a corresponding reaction. And so, not like persons with disabilities are aggressive, but we also have to, you know, respect them and see them as a part of our society. That way, when you see a white cane user, you try and understand the situation before you make assumptions or you draw conclusions.
Interesting. And you mentioned about promoting inclusion. It brings me to this. I understand that it was celebrated days ago, that World 15th of October, World White Cane Day 2024. And the theme for it is celebrating abilities and advocating access for people with blindness. Share with us the meaning of this theme.
Okay, so promoting inclusion, celebrating abilities, and advocating for access. Promoting inclusion means in whatever sphere you find yourself, be it in the private sector, corporate sector, the public sector, whichever sector you find yourself, in the market, within the family, friends, schools, institutions, you have to make inclusion a part of your activities. And I mean, I stand to be corrected. Ladies Rendezvous is an example.
Oh, yeah.
I've been on this show for 2 years now, over 2 years now, and I've remained on the show amidst other ladies. So it means that many a times we are not asking for a separate platform. We just want to be included, to be integrated in that mainstream that you already have.
And you're not asking for too much.
Exactly. I mean, if we say we should include women, include children, include young people, how about persons with disabilities too? We have these abilities within us. And when you now move it down to celebrating abilities, you agree with me that there is ability so much more in disability. I mean, sometimes you look at a person with disability and you're wondering, what can this person do? I was at a function yesterday, and for the very first time, a family friend saw how a wheelchair user can drive. He never saw it before, and he was wondering, this person that cannot walk, how would he be able to move this car? And you know, so it means that there are several abilities and disabilities. All you need to do is provide the right environment, give the right opportunity, make it equitable. Because when we say equality, even in gender, we no longer say gender equality. We say gender equity. Because I mean, you can say, I'm giving everybody on this table, I'm giving you one naira, for instance.
But like you saying 1 million.
Oh no, let's
always watching.
Okay, let's even use the yards of clothes. Let's say for all of us seated on this table, we're being given 2 yards of clothes. For someone like me, I can sew a minigown with my 2 yards of clothes. I know Bolaji can also do a minigown, but what would Charity sew with 2 yards of clothes?
I wonder.
So it means it is not equitable, isn't it? But I mean, you look at Charity and you say, okay, you cannot sew a minigown, but you can sew a minigown with 4 yards of clothes, right? And then you give her 4 yards of clothes. That is equity.
That's a very good illustration.
So it means sharing resources in order as it's being demanded or as it's being utilized by the individual. Don't assume for them, and that way you'll be celebrating.
Okay, we have a few minutes to leave, but before we leave, let's ask you, is the constitution of the Nigeria accommodating those with white cane or disability at all? Do we have a functioning law or constitution that gives you that right to do as I don't want to say abnormal human being, to do as humans should do in the society.
Okay, so like I said earlier, Charity, we are a nation that has so many laws. We have so many. Have you seen that Nigeria has zebra crossing?
Yes.
For the first time in my life, I saw how zebra crossing could work for everybody in the US. And then I'm wondering what's going on with our own zebra crossing, right? So it means that we have laws. Sometimes we have systems, we have structures in place to accommodate everybody. But what do we do about enforcement? That's where the issue is. You know, you need to take enforcement seriously. Let people know that if you go against this law, this is the penalty, and you would pay for it. Once that is in place, trust me, everybody will sit right. Lagos is an example. In Lagos, even traffic controllers, people who control traffic, the last man and all of that, they understand it when they see a visually impaired person. They come to you themselves to say, hello, madam, do you need help? Where do you want to go? Do you want to cross? Do you understand? So it means that orientation and reorientation for all our security agencies, for all those that are, you know, at the helms of our affairs, you know, guiding us, enforcing these laws, ensuring implementation, should continue to go on to ensure that. Talking about
orientation, the white cane users, do they have the orientation on how to use it properly?
Yes, there's something we call orientation and mobility, O&M. Okay, so I saw it firsthand in the US. Twice I was put under that process. First during my institute programming, and then when I went to Washington. So it's a normal practice, for instance, in the US, that as soon as they identify you as a blind person, whether you are newly coming or you are already there, once you require an O&M, you are offered one. There are techniques to use a white cane. There are techniques, there are ways to, in fact, a white cane has measurement. You see that my own is quite long, and that's because of my height. So it means that the taller you are, or the shorter you are, that's the kind of white cane you use. It has measurement and all of that. And I just quickly want to say, Charity, just a minute, I know. When you see a white cane user and you want to help them, because many a times we say, Ashebi, I'm trying to help you. No, there are ways to these things. And I would quickly like to roll out a technique I learned from a friend who is in Kenya, Aloha. The first A is ask. The second L is listen to what the person has to say. When you ask that, can I help you? O means observe. When they are listening, observe what they are saying. Is it practicable? Then H means help. The last A means ask again. Is that all? Are you okay? Can I take my leave? Thank you.
Right, thank you, Tommy C. Adeyefa, for coming on the program and for talking about the white cane. We celebrate you because you have been very, very resourceful, and we know other disabled people in the society, people with special needs in the society who are very active and they are doing well in their sector, different sectors. Tommy C here is a journalist, and she has been doing so well, amazingly well. Want to thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
That greeting will extend to Bolaji. Bolaji, thank you for coming on the program. Thank you,
and I'm really glad to be a part of this conversation. Where even the visually impaired in the society will be giving out white cane freely. Then we can have a safe society.
All right, maybe very soon. And that will take us to the end of the program, the Ladies Rendezvous for this Monday. We still have one Monday to go in October. So ladies, we'll see you again next Monday, God willing. My name remains Charity James, and on behalf of Tommy C and Bolaji and others who work behind the camera, we want to thank you for watching and have a fruitful week ahead of you. Bye-bye.
Bye.